I'm Stephen Barlow here in our children's vegetable garden to talk to you today about planting cold season vegetables. First I want to talk to you about what I like to do first in my garden. This is a product called Biotone. It's a great starter, organic starter fertilizer that also has mycorrhizae in it. What the mycorrhizae does is it attaches itself to the roots of the plants and it fights off diseases and things. So I really like to use this product on any new planting that I do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sprinkle some handfuls of this in some areas here. And basically it's about a handful per 2 or 3 feet. So what I'm doing here is I'm sprinkling on top of an area that I've set up to sow some of my cool season vegetables that are your root crops. So you have like your beets or your radishes or your carrots that you want to try to get in the ground now once the soil can be worked and it's starting to warm up. So these are plants you want to seed right away. So I have some carrots that I'm going to show you how to seed. So what I do first is I like to put a string line in the ground so I know where my seeds are, because most of these plants take around 7 to 14 days till they start to sprout, so you don't know where they are and you don't want to step all over them. So I have some carrot seeds here. You can see the carrot seeds are extremely tiny, just like this. So what you do when you're planting seeds is what I like to do is I take my finger and I'll just pull the dirt out of the way a little bit. Now for most of these cool season vegetable seeds, you want to go down about 1/4 of an inch and then you're going to cover the soil. So that's how these guys are. So I'm going to take these, I'm going to sprinkle them in there, trying to get the seeds about 1/2 inch apart. So, and then what I'll do after these sprout is I will thin them out, and I'll show you that in another episode of our videos. So I'm going to sprinkle these all in there, all the way down the line. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover them up with a little bit of soil, just like that. All right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to watch for them to start to sprout. Once they get to be about 1 to 2 inches, that's when we're going to thin them out. And what I mean by thin them out is we're going to take the weaker plants out and give each carrot about 2 inches to grow, so you get a nice juicy carrot. So that's with the carrots. You're going to want to do the same thing with your radishes and your beets and stuff. And I also have these really neat, these are called plant pickets. They're made right here in the US, and this is a great way to say what I have in the garden. I'm going to stick it right there, and it's got that cool little picture right on there. So I have my carrots here, and I already seeded my beets, and they're going right there. So that's with that. Now, I also have over here some lettuce and kale. This is a great time to start planting those as well, because the cool soil temperatures help to get those roots established. So with my kale here, same thing, I'm going to want to sprinkle some of my Biotone in the area where I'm going to plant. Like I said, it's just a great organic starter fertilizer with that mycorrhizae in it. So I'll mix it up, and I'm going to get my kale, and I'm going to plant it. You know, I want to make sure I pull it out of the pack and look for some nice white roots and kind of break the roots up a little bit. And I'm going to plant it right in there. And I'm going to keep going down the line. Most of my cool season vegetables don't get as big as your tomatoes or your cucumbers, so you want to plant them around 12 to 18 inches apart. So now I'll plant my next one right over here. So this would hold true for your lettuce or your broccoli or all those cool season vegetables. And I encourage you guys to come out to my class this weekend. I'll have a class here at Barlow's at 9 o'clock where I'll even talk to you more about this kind of stuff. So after I have all this stuff planted, it's growing along, I'm going to want to keep it fertilized. What I recommend, this is a great organic garden tone. You're going to want to use this every 2 to 3 weeks throughout the crop time. Now most of these cool season vegetables, if you can get them in the ground now, you might be able to get 2 harvests out of them, because what happens is you get a good root system established. So I really want you guys to try and get out there in the next 2 weeks to get them in the ground. If we do have cold temperatures, you can always put a blanket over them, but most of these plants can take it down to around 28 degrees. I thank you for watching this episode of Barlow's TV. I encourage you to check out our website for more episodes or come in and see me here at Barlow's. Thanks, and have a great day.